Oh, hey, biology teachers. I had a question. How do we go from rock, you know, maybe after a glacier comes over or a volcano, all the way to soil?
All right, so we have succession taking place, and so you probably learned or will be learning about primary succession and secondary succession. So we have a little primary succession here, and we typically start with mechanical erosion. We have rain and snow and melting and expansion, which then helps to break apart rocks, okay, which takes it into smaller pieces, which eventually will then get into more of a broken down soil, okay, that now plants can take root on, and then they can extend out and be able to further break down the rocks that are here.
Okay, that's a great abiotic way that soil breaks down. How about a biotic way that soil breaks down?
So with a biotic factor, if you look at the granite that's right over here, right on here, this is called lichen. It's called a pioneer species, and this is an example of primary succession.
Something else we've talked about with lichen is they're a symbiotic species, meaning that two organisms are going to be interacting in a way that's mutualistic for the lichen. So there's a fungus and there's an algae, and the algae is going to undergo photosynthesis and provide energy for the fungi.
Oh, hello again, biology teachers. Hey, we have this beautiful ecosystem all around us. Will you explain how we go from rock to soil to get to the big ecosystem we have?
Sure. All right, so once we have some soil and some rock to work with, we're going to have something called a pioneer species, and that is the first species to inhabit an area that was once barren. And it is going to start that nutrient cycles that we see and that other larger living things are able to use in order to grow and develop. But this takes a really, really long time, and so you'll see the pioneer species and then other small living things come into play as well.
Oh,
From the pioneer species, you're going to get another group, bryophytes and moss. And this is what one of them looks like. And then this is a whole platform. And as they grow, they're taking carbon dioxide and water. They're turning it into the carbohydrates that make up the biomass. When they die, then that biomass is contributed back to the soils and it starts building. It takes a lot of time.
and then we get to
Grasses, all right? So you're starting to see some of the grasses that are taking hold too as well. And as they start to break down, they're going to continue to build the soil that we see here. And then we get into more advanced plants like this guy right here. Okay, this little hemlock that's going to come from this cone, okay, which will then produce this seed, which will be the start of the trees, which will help to build a more mature ecosystem and hopefully get to a climax community.